Welcome back, Herbison Woods. This is Mr. Lindsay with our next art project. We're going to go ahead and do something with architecture and draw a castle. Let me move this over so you can see a sheet that I've made with some steps. I'll have that available for you, but there it is right there if you need to see these steps. And I'm going to go ahead and follow these steps to draw a castle and give you some pointers so you can create your own. So the first thing I'm going to do is probably turn my paper that way so I have a little more space. I think it'll fit better that direction. Now as far as our castle goes, let me move my sample out of the way. You could use a ruler for some of this. You might be able to do it without, but I would recommend a straight edge of some kind, a ruler or something with a straight side that you can use to help draw some straight lines. Okay? The first part is really just going to be drawing the front wall of the castle, which is just kind of like a rectangular shape. So maybe I won't use my ruler to start this, just to kind of get it going. I can use a ruler for some. I'm just going to draw this line across like so. It's kind of light there, so I'll go back and darken it so you can see better. Okay, sometimes with drawings like this I start off lightly because I don't want it permanent. I want to be able to erase if I don't like something. Now I'll draw another line down here and one down here, and then I can go ahead and complete this and draw a line across. So this will be like the front wall of my castle. Okay, now at the ends, around the two ends of this, I need to start drawing some towers. Okay, so let's just start a couple towers real quick. I'll draw a line a little higher than that top wall, here and here. Okay, that's for the top edge of my tower, and then I'll draw another line to match about here next to it. Okay, so this is going to be my tower right here. On this side I'll do the same. I'll try to space it out so it's about the same as the other tower, and that would be about like that thick, I guess. Okay, so now both towers are similar in size. Now this is something we can do to make our art a little more 3D. Some of you might think, oh, let's draw the bottom of our tower with a straight line. I actually want you to curve that line and curve this line. Okay, on the top edge we'll draw a curve that's a little longer than the tower sides. Okay, and then for the top we need sorry, a triangle, and that creates like a cone. That cone is the rooftop on our castle towers. Okay, so we're making things look more 3D in this. I'll just write 3D in the corner. Three-dimensional, so it doesn't look as flat anymore. Now our towers actually look like they curve and they're three-dimensional. Okay, now to make the whole castle a little more 3D, this is something you can do pretty easily. We'll draw a little line angling in here, another one angling in here, and then a straight line across the back to connect. Okay, and then I'm going to go down and down. Looks like my castle is actually a box. This is the front wall. This is the inside of my castle back wall and the sides. That makes it 3D. Now I need two towers back here that are similar to this, just smaller. Why are these two towers smaller back here? Because they are further away. Things that are close up are larger. Things that are further away in the background look smaller. So now my castle is really starting to look 3D. I like to add more towers so it doesn't look too empty, so a lot of times I'll add towers on each side. Okay, so on this edge I will do another one. Let's put, here's another way to draw a tower. Let's try it this way. I'm going to make the top a little different on these. So let's start about here and draw like an oval. A line down, curve the bottom. Over here, an oval, a line down, and curve. Okay? Those are cylinders, and the cylinders are representing our towers. Now I could put a top on them like this, or I drew these differently on purpose because I want to draw the top different. Anyone ever notice that sometimes on a castle, the top edge of the tower might look like that? And then on this side, the top edge might look like that. So I'm going to do that on these two, just to make the towers look different and show you a different way of doing this project. So maybe you make some of your towers like that. All right, now we have the main part of our castle down. On to some details. The front main entrance, I'm going to draw a large gate here. It'll go up like this. And then just to make it look more detailed, I'll draw some lines straight down and then little spikes on the bottom. Okay, and then some bars across. So you can't just enter this castle. Castles are kind of like a fortress. They were meant to protect the people inside. Okay, another thing that helps with protecting the people inside, something that goes in front of that gate, a drawbridge. So to make it look more 3D, I'll draw this line here and here, okay, and then straight across, and then I'll add a little piece here on the front to make that look thicker. That's my drawbridge, to make it look like it's made of wood. I'll put a line down the middle, one angling out, okay, down, down, and down, and then I can put a couple across. Now it looks like this is made out of different boards, kind of like your deck if you have a deck at home. Nails or screws that hold it together. These are all details we just add as we go to make our castle better and better. How do you pull up the drawbridge? Well, usually there's a couple little holes in the wall somewhere with some sort of a rope or chain coming out to the corners, and from the inside they can roll up that drawbridge and pull it up. Okay, so there is my drawbridge. Other details, maybe we add some flags to the top of these towers, so a little pole at the top and a flag. I could do that on all of these peaks. Okay, I like to add some sort of a scroll above my gate where I could put my own name, like it's my castle. Okay, and then I'll draw something kind of wavy like that. Then I could put my own initials on it, or my name, my castle. Okay, so just a cool idea. You could add some windows too at this point. We don't have any windows yet. Maybe my castle has a few windows. Like maybe there's a window right here and here. I could add light, maybe for light on the side of my castle. On my gate, I have a little piece like this with a flame on top, like a little torch on the side for light. Just something fun that I sometimes add to my castles. Brick pattern. That's a good way to finish off some of these towers. I would do brick on some of the towers, or even on this front wall. I'll show you how to do all of it, and then you can do brick on some of your castle. So for the front wall, brick design would be a bunch of straight lines going across, but they can't go through this stuff, so you have to stop and go behind them. They go behind that, okay? And then the first row, draw some lines, and then the next row, alternate them so they go in between the lines on the first row. And this is back. There's no lines in here because this is all in front of it, okay? Then I'm back down to here. It's a little tricky to figure out where to put these lines because I have other things on the castle walls there. But I think I got most of them pretty well there. Okay, now brick on the towers, a little different. You see how these curve? This is a little tricky part that I want to make sure you make it look nice. So to make this look right, instead of drawing the brick straight on here, these lines have to curve because we made this curve. So I curve all of those up, and then my brick pattern, I keep it simple. 2 lines and 1. 2 lines and 1. 2, 1. Just like that. I can do the same on this one. And you can continue and do brick on your other towers if you like. So 2 and 1. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. All right. Now a little bit for the background so it doesn't look empty. I try to keep the background pretty simple. So I have the front of my castle, I have the towers off in the distance, and then it looks like it's just floating in the middle of nothing. So I want to add to it. I like to add a moat first, which would be kind of like, I'd start about here on my tower, and I'm imagining I'm going to go around here, and then under and around. A moat is like a deep trench full of water to make it hard to get to that castle. Without the bridge, you wouldn't be able to get up there very easy. Okay, there's my moat. The background here, I'm just going to draw a straight line above my moat and then make kind of a zigzag all the way across my paper, and then it just looks like some hills or mountains in the distance. I could put something on the top to look like snow on the peaks. Okay, I could add a couple clouds if I have room in the sky off in the distance. Maybe I have the sun in here somewhere. I could have the sun in my picture. All right, so there is my castle. Now the next step with this, I'll go over in the next video, but that would be the finishing touches, adding some color, maybe darkening your lines a little bit, and I'll even talk about shading a little.